My name is Loren Wilder, and I can't tell you how excited I am to have found this community of co-creators. I thought when I found this idea of video blogging and talking to other people who are also trying to co-create their lives, I thought, yippee, that was so for me. I have been thinking about doing something like this for quite some time, and one of my heart's desires, and one of the things that I do, is that I just feel that expressing yourself and expressing your visions and what you might see for the future or hold dear for the future is a good way to perhaps bring it in. I don't know what else to do. I'm a student of the evolution. I feel like I'm going through all kinds of changes all the time. I'm trying to stay calm and balanced, and I have a certain level of confusion about how much ambition I should have for the rest of my life at this point in time. But what I really need are people out there to talk to and get to know and be able to share some of these ideas with. But as far as my first video blog goes, what I would like to say is that my intention for this project at this season, shall we say, would be to grow comfortable talking about things that I think are important, and a lot of those are just like my dreams. And also I am on a quest to lose some weight, which I think I'm doing really well with right now. I'm on to my second week. I think I've lost about 5 pounds, maybe 3, but doing pretty well. So that's good. Also, I need to clear some clutter out of my life. I am going through a number of areas in my home, my shed, and under the house that I'm going to be sharing with you through my 100-day journey of how I intend to perhaps divest myself of my excesses. I'm an artist, and I do a lot of very large type of projects. I used to have a shop where I had an enormous amount of stuff that I would create custom theme parties with. Now I've kind of cut that back, obviously, because I'm just at my house, but I still have a ton of fabric, painting equipment, all sorts of things that I need to go through and literally either auction or sell or something. I need to be able to pay for the original show that I put together a few years ago, and this show was very important to me, and it's important to the bigger scheme of my dream as a theatrical lighting and scenic designer. I've spent most of my adult life supporting everyone else's projects and doing, their visions. Well, The Language of Light, which was my show, was the first chance that I had to express my own vision for the theater. And my vision for the theater was really based in spirituality. It was a dance show, and it went through the 7 chakras, and at the end of the show, the 7 chakras all went into a temple, and the temple closes up, and out comes the human being, because the show was about the light within, and how there are dual natures in terms of spirit and material come together and create the human. Well, that was really just the first act. The first act creates more or less the heroine or the star of my show for the other 2 acts, which have yet to be produced. Doing The Language of Light was an amazing experience. It really made me step outside of who I am in my own comfort zone, because I am often backstage, not in front of the camera. I'm certainly not directing, and I've never produced, which all really showed. The show was fantastic. I had 57 dancers. I'm going to post the video here if I could get it uploaded, or I'll post a link if you're interested in going to look at it. But the show has left me deeply in debt. And this debt is strangling my creativity. It's holding me back from being able to continue to bring this type of program forward. And I felt that the language of light was super important, because what we really need is for us all to understand, which is what one of the things the show does, is how beautiful you are, and how beautiful I am, and we all are. And it was really about that message. And so I'm very interested in getting rid of the debt from the show, and so that I can continue and take the show to the next step. Of course, it's a lot of debt. I don't know if my little garage sale idea is going to do it, but I'm here to set the intention to get rid of my debt and to bring the language of light back in, and ultimately for this all to lead to the Sanctuary Theater, which is an amazing space that I want to tell you about. I'll tell you just a little bit about it right now, since we're just getting started. But it is a round theater, and it has 3 levels. It has underworld, overworld, and the stage middle. We can call it Middle Earth if you like, but you know. But what is fantastic about the language of this theater, it's called the Sanctuary Theater, is that the stage rotates above and below. It rotates between the above and below parts, and so it's very much like the Carousel of Progress, let's say, at Disneyland, if you ever got to go on that ride years and years ago. But what happens is that all of the shows are based on metaphysical principles. All of the shows are about spiritual attributes and spiritual lessons. Be a great place for learning, a great place for meditating. And I haven't explained it well yet, but I will do that in my next video. I don't want to go too long here. So thanks for listening. I'm thrilled to be here. I can't wait to post again. And I don't want to get too long, because then I won't post. Okay. God bless. Namaste.